Hello everyone, it's Baldy Chris once again, and this is a new series that I'm starting now. This is an hour of Instant Indie, where I'll be playing through the first hour of all the games in the Instant Indie bundles that are available on PlayStation Store. There's 3 games in each bundle, and there's 5 bundles altogether, although weirdly the 5th bundle appears to have been removed from the PlayStation Store. But it is still a thing, and the individual games within it can be purchased from the store individually. So the very first one, the first title in Instant Indie 1, is Stealth Inc. 2 Attack of the Clones, which I'd actually bought before. I bought the collections. I had Stealth 1 and 2 as part of a bundle there. Just run through some prices for you quickly. Instant Indie 1 is currently available at $17.99. I got it very heavily discounted, about 85% off during a sale. A friend of mine got it in a subsequent sale for 90% off, so it is maybe worth looking out for in the sales. But $17.99 for 3 games. That's Stealth 2, The Swapper, and Thomas Was Alone. I don't know anything about the other 2. Stealth 2 is available on its own at $11.99. Stealth 1 is available at $9.99, or the Stealth 1 and 2 bundle at $13.99. But anyway, let's get in and have a little look at Stealth 2. Okay, well, for anyone that actually did play the first game, the look of it should be familiar already. We play as a little clone who can jump and grab, do a few bits and pieces, and the colour of his eyes indicate rather, whether he can be seen or not seen at any given time. So red, he can be seen; green, he's safe. And you get these abusive little messages in the background every so often, telling us to hurry along there. Bad news for the guy on the right. So, just need to stand under the laser there.
Shut down in 3 minutes. Facility shut down imminent. Please complete current tests.
It all looks very complicated at this stage, but your movements are extremely constrained at this point, and this is just a tutorial section.
Work session terminated. Facility shutting down. Surplus clones detected. Cleaning process initialized.
Yep. I got squished there. There was a warning about response times earlier.
Work session terminated. Facility shutting down.
Just try to avoid the squishing this time round.
Surplus clones detected. Cleaning process initialized.
Wasn't quite quick enough there. The other one that got me there, I'm not pleased with that. Stop it, you little buggers. Really? Come on. So, yeah. Although all the other clones were making it hard for me there, and it is sometimes hard to work out which of them you are, I simply jump over the switches to avoid getting lasered there. Okay, so there's a fence there that we can't get past. But we can get up here and shove this off. I'm sure I trust the the pit here, but I don't think there's much choice about it. It's just messing with me now. Sorry, dude. Your sacrifice has not been in vain.
Aha!
Okay, I might turn down that music a little bit loud. Turn it right down, in fact. guess I'm jumping down this pit. Oh, that green thing there is a special item to try and obtain. And now we seem to have escaped the actual facility. And stand on top of the cleaning truck, for whatever good that does. Okay, so this is where it teaches you the mechanics. You're essentially trying to stay in the shadows and remain unseen. As you get seen by the cameras like that, they react badly. Can I jump across that gap? I can. Okay. So the security dog has found me. Let's try just dropping past it. Go away, security dog. And yeah, on this one you get blown up the shaft. Presumably, yep, being in the camera isn't helpful. Now I'm out of the camera's range. Okay, this all does serve as quite a long introduction to the game, so I'm pretty sure we can't go past the green bits here. They're kind of hard light, can't do anything with those. Can jump up and grab on the ledges though. I've actually got a map of the whole facility here. In miniature, right, there we go, there's something we can collect. How do I bring up the map? The options button. So yeah, there I am, down at the bottom of this little map, and presumably need to head up to the blue area. And again, still can't cross that green hard light bit, so I guess it's jumping up and grabbing these ledges. So yeah, still quite some way to go to reach that blue zone. possible to reach that briefcase just yet. Or if there's a point to being up there. So there, my eyes have gone green because I'm not visible, hiding in the shadow. But yes, this is all very much more developed than the first game, which was essentially none of this overworld bit that I'm doing at the moment, and just straight into test chambers. And in some respects I actually preferred that, because it can be quite confusing going around this whole overworld bit, and if you've not played the first game prior to playing this one, and it's that there is only the one in the Instant Indie bundle, you might be scratching your head a little bit at exactly what's going on at this point. Okay, that jump is too high, so I need to stand on the cleaning robot to do that. And crouch through here. Now we've got a problem on our hands, because presumably that hatch needs to be open, so I can push this boy onto the switch to keep it open for us. Now we can start climbing up. So we've got another switch here, and again you can see it needs to have a heavy boy drops on top of it. Can't get there just yet, so let's plonk something on this switch and see where we can go. Okay, now I think this is then finally the first of the actual test chambers. Let's just have a quick look at the map. Alright, so it wasn't getting to the blue zone at all that we were after, but yeah, press square to enter and do a test. Let's go. And I think this would probably be the better way for this game to have gone, is to put you in a test to show you the basic mechanics far sooner than it has. Okay, follow the rules, get to the exit. And let's hack the terminal. Oh, we need to hold the button down. So I just need to reach the exit, which is now rapidly dropping out of sight. I need to be careful with the dropping down this column. My little buddies help me out there. There we are. Just had a trophy earned there for Scarlet Pimpernel. So that's the first test chamber done, and I didn't rank very highly. I got a rank A overall, because I didn't die, I didn't get spotted, although it was hard to get spotted. But I took too long, so I got a C rank there. So anyway, let's move on to the next one. However we get there. Okay, so yep, nice and easy to get to that one. And more of the same. Okay, we've got a switch there, which will need to be kept open. We've got a buddy that can help out now. It's important to follow the rules, I'm sure it is. Right, which switches do we need now? Oh, he's getting that one for me. Okay. That was quite close. Right, okay. So the switch on the left was just to drop the heavy thing down. And that blood splat up the wall. That was the clue that staying on the switch for too long was going to be bad for my health. So let's just shove it across to this pair of switches, which hopefully, no, has not released my little bird. How I get back to save the other guy then? I think I'm going to have to be climbing back up the shaft then. There. That's kind of freed him. Don't think he'll be able to follow me out. Or maybe he will now. Yeah, I'm not sure I will like this one. Again, there's a blood stain on the wall, so... I'm not going to tread on that last button. Again, quite worrying bloodstains on the wall there. Whoops. It did tell me to be careful. Right, so my switch opens up his door, and then all his switches trigger those lasers. Okay, well there's an exit, we're pretty close. And there's a terminal to hack. Okay, I've saved him, which was handy, but now I need to save myself. And I suspect popping him on the switch ought to do the trick. There we go. Now, I did take a death there, so that dropped me a rank. Yeah, you do get to see these leaderboards here, but I don't think this ever successfully connected to give me a proper actual ranking. Not that I was anywhere near the top end of the leaderboards there, but it'd be nice to know I was, you know, 4,012,000 as opposed to just not having a ranking there at all. Right, let's carry on. I'm doing quite well. Okay, but I definitely preferred the the test chambers themselves to the overworld. So for that reason, I actually preferred the first stealth game, because there was literally no overworld. You just go into the test chambers, and some of those puzzles got very inventive. Whereas this game was far more about actually finding the test chambers to be able to undertake them. And I enjoyed it less, but let's learn about shadows like the message says. Okay, so as it says, invisible one in shadow. I suspect if this camera catches me, I thought I was going to get a grisly death from that, not just a little scolding. Now, the terminal that I need to hack is right in that camera's line, and I don't suppose for a moment I'm going to have enough time to hack it while in the shadow. I was absolutely right. So there's a switch there in the middle, which has paused the motion. So we've got one of the terminals done. There must be another one at some point. There is. Ooh, that was lucky. Okay. So if you stay out of the cameras long enough, they return to what they were looking at, which in this instance was just straight down. Don't see I've got any choice other than to run through that one. Oh. Should have just gone quicker there. And there's the exit. And still only D ranked. I was spotted 7 times. I could have got away with 4 for the top ranking. You'd be forgiven for thinking that the top rank was A, but there's not. There's an S rank above that. So, where is the next test chamber? Which is a question I found myself asking quite a lot in this game. They are putting them quite nicely close together at the moment. And the map does show them once they've been discovered, but it isn't necessarily obvious how to retrace your steps to redo those levels. And there are reasons to want to redo them. Okay, so unless this switch in front of me does something, we're going to have to go through that camera. Oh, we've got a bit of steam. That was enough. It's created a lot of steam. Enough to mask my progress up the shaft there. Onto the next terminal. Okay, and this looks quite deadly. In fact, there's a wind tunnel and there's a lot of blood on the walls. No, interesting. Well, this laser must trigger something. There we are. Quite pleased not to have died there, because it looked fairly deadly. Okay, so courtesy of having moved that fan, I now can't jump up to the grabby ledge, but I can jump up this one. And then some steam will get blown across this camera, long enough for me to get in there, which presumably frees up my buddy. Oh dear, it did tell me to act fast. How do I do that then? Just time the jump a little bit better, that's all it was. So B rank overall. Meh, not the end of the world. Okay, so found an outfit. Woo! So I can change my head. Think I'll have to have a Viking helmet, obviously. Probably didn't mean to do that. Let's try jumping across the gap. And where are we going next? That's right, I think my character can walk on the green hard light surfaces, but other stuff falls through it. That is presumably the dude from the opening story sequence, although quite honestly the story seemed to be a little bit unnecessary for this game. I genuinely would have preferred it to just be doing test chambers without the whole overworld bit attached to it. Okay, let's have a quick look at the map. Try and get a feel of whether I'm doing anything appropriate here at all. So I think there are a total of 8 test chambers in each of the areas, although I might be wrong about that. And there's also some hidden ones as well, which are very hard to find. And some of it has to be done by revisiting at the area. How high up here can I fly? I did manage to grab that once, let's try again. Got it. Not enough to jump back across the way, so let's head this way instead. So yeah, this should be the start of a group of other test chambers. It's not at all clear from that map. In fact, the map is only slowly revealing itself as well, which is definitely unhelpful in terms of finding your way around if you can't see the whole thing. Anyway, let's have a crack at another test chamber. So we've got a sideways facing button there that opens the area to the terminal. And this is definitely confusing. So that's simply back where it started. Okay, so those things at the bottom of the shaft are teleporters that are teleporting them back to the top of the shaft. And I should be able to teleport through it as well. And if I pop this bit back in the middle, I should be able to climb up now. Oh, let's actually remember to hold the button down. Okay, where's the exit? Oops, there we go. I thought I had to crouch to get out of that. I did not. It's too much stuff up here to ignore, surely. In fact, yes, it's definitely too much stuff to ignore, because there's a terminal there and the exit isn't actually open. There we are. So you can crawl through gaps, but you can't pull yourself up into gaps, I don't think. Yeah, you cannot, so... Whoops. Yeah, messed the timing up there somewhat. I'm gonna have to come back and do that later. Let's release that lot first of all. Jump down behind. No, stop catching on there. It's the second one I'm trying to land in. Although ideally I'd land in it, not catching onto it. Actually, yes, closing that up mightn't be a bad idea. Ew, that was a bad idea. again. This is, I think, quite advanced for an early puzzle. Annoying. I can sort of see what I've got to do, but I'm letting myself down in the execution. I don't know whether it's better to try and time my fall down the shaft or try and block the blocks from falling down the shaft. I think it's going to be timing the fall down the shaft. Not quite. There we are. That's all I've been trying to do for a while. And there we are. That's created the bridge for me to get out, so not a terribly tricky puzzle, just tricky to execute correctly. Hello, Sir Dragon Hunter, how are you doing? Good to hear it, good to hear it. So yeah, I'm on a new series now. I'm investigating Instant Indie, and this is Stealth 2, which is the first of the Instant Indie collections. Oh well, good. Glad your exam went well. Considering your revision was watching videos of mine, that's quite surprising, but I'm glad to hear it. Turrets shoot on sight. They sound like fun. Okay, so I'm going to try and get some steam going to block the turret sight. It's going to have to be quite a lot of steam by the look of things. Forming this sort of S pattern and then desperately try to follow it myself without getting shot. Didn't manage it. So yeah, this is the first game in the Instant Indie collection, Stealth 2. I preferred Stealth 1, which is not part of the Instant Indie collection, but you can get Stealth 1 and 2 together as a bundle. There we are. And hopefully this other clone will help me out. Got to try and get him to the exit along with me, and quite often it requires both of us to do it. Whoops. I do need some help, please, yes. Now he goes. And that has definitely helped block the shadow, so I can hide from the camera and operate the terminal, which should open the exit. Or do something. Oh, you didn't count on my friend moving at a critical moment, did I? And yeah, there's not a whole lot to be done here other than stand in this laser beam and see what it does. So that's opened up a pit to teleporters, so I think I'm going to need to go Go back and get the heavy block. So apparently that yeah, little sarcastic message coming up on the back wall then. That helps me how exactly? It doesn't right at the minute because it doesn't appear that that block is enough to block the lasers. It requires a clone to block the lasers. But if I put it there, it's created some shadow for me. Doubt it's enough shadow to get me all the way across to the exit myself. And the fact that the other guy's not moving suggests that it wasn't right either. But there we go. Managed to smash the camera through to the exit. Hurrah! But yeah, I obviously have played Stealth 1 and Stealth 2 before, so I'm playing on my secondary account at the moment. It's been a while. Some of the puzzles got quite fiendish. But yeah, definitely enjoyed them both, but I did prefer the first one, just by virtue of it being test chamber after test chamber rather than actually having to find the test chambers. And I found it incredibly easy to get lost in the overworld part of this game. Particularly when it came time to start doing backtracking. But yeah, so the intent of this series is to do an hour of each of them, so they all get a fair crack of the whip and see what they're like. And if there's any of them that I particularly enjoy that I haven't already played, then I might do a separate series of them on their own. But this is just to give people a bit of a flavour of each one and see what they think. But I did think both Stealth 1 and Stealth 2 were very inventive in terms of the way the puzzles worked, for a very simple looking game as well. The graphics aren't particularly well developed, and a lot of it is just playing with sort of entirely black screens. So 75% of this screen is blacked out, which makes the life of the graphic designer that little bit easier. But yeah, got very inventive with how the puzzles actually worked. So this one, I guess, is going to have to be a lot of floating across and trying not to get raised up. Yeah, that worked better than I expected it was going to. Okay, that definitely makes life harder. So jump the first and presumably go under the second if I keep sideways motion. There we go. And I guess same again will work. Yep. Friends prepared to try it as well, so we've got another terminal lit up now. Right, less confident about how to deal with this now. Presumably just gonna have to be doing some jumps. Oh dear. Right, was there a safe spot there at all? How's my buddy floating in the middle and I'm not? That is utterly unacceptable. I'm struggling to see how to actually cross this gap without encountering the lasers. No, I can't quite backtrack enough. Really struggling to see how to do this, and obviously I must have done this at some stage before. Dear oh dear, how the hell do you do this? Definitely not like that. Yeah, I'll happily take suggestions here, Sir Dragon Hunter, because I cannot for the life of me work out what the hell I'm supposed to be doing here. And why I'm doing it differently to my buddy clone, who seems to be able to just float quite happily. Very confused. Well, I'm happily just floating there, which is nice. Ah, I don't know what happened differently that time. Right. Definitely confused as to what the difference was there. Right, okay, that was confusing. The logic of that bit all escaped me. Ooh, let's get out of there before we get squished. And I guess now I need to try and... Can I keep it up? It's a good question. Apparently I can. Okay, so I guess I'm going back the same way. Just trying to keep myself in the laser. There we are, and that presumably opens up the exit. I worried there was a trap there, but it did just move me into the exit. That was all done. Okay. Will I be able to complete the first area before the hour runs out? Let's just have a quick look at the map. Yes, this looks like we're on the last of the puzzles in Area 1. So, straight into the test chamber. See how we get on. Now, in the first game, the 8th chamber was always super hard for each of the sections. Whether that'll be the case here again, I don't know. Reasonably tricky. they don't like me. I'd figured out that they didn't like me. Go on, stop looking. Right, so what has that switch actually done? Oh, it's protected the first terminal, so I can stand there and be invisible. And we've got some teleporters at the side. Okay. Right, so how do I get down to the bottom bit then? Oh, that's how I get down to the bottom bit. Go away, Sentinel. Stop looking. Whoops. Oh, grab the ledge. That hasn't worked out exactly the way I wanted it to. So it's still like a bit more shadow over on the terminal on the right hand side. I thought maybe I'd be able to bring in a second block to cover it up, but apparently that was just wishful thinking. Whoops. What does this switch at the bottom actually do? Oh, I see, right. So there we are. There, that's created the shadow that I need on the terminal. Just need to go through that laser a little bit more usefully. There we go. Terminal. There we go. Oh dear. Ah. So how am I going to get to the bottom? Can it see me? Apparently not yet. Oh, shite. That felt mean. Drop. Oh, come on. Catching me out with that ledge moving the wrong way. That is really mean. How are you supposed to do that bit? Not like that, that's for sure. Catching the ledges when I don't want him to. That is just fully evil, this part. I think that bit I just need to jump straight up in the air. That would do the trick. Aha! Oh, not quite, not quite. Crikey, yeah, not an easy one, that. Okay, so that should be all of the test chambers in this first section, so back to a bit of exploring around the overworld. Okay, so there are clones around the facility to try and rescue, by the look of things. And old Malcolm doesn't like that, for whatever reason. So I don't know if that was another of the outfits I collected. It was. I can have a chicken body. That'll be a Viking chicken. Fair enough. And if I just have a quick look at the map again now, see I'm heading close to the blue section of the map. Just try and get myself there. Does that mean I'm now in the blue bit? Still not quite. Yeah, so now we have reached the blue area, the second area of the map. And you'll find more tests this way. Hooray! I think if you stand on these things for too long or land on them too heavily, they blow up, which is of course helpful. There's another one of the briefcases up here, which clearly cannot be got to that way. Whoops. I ought to be able to manage that a lot easier than I'm making it look. Literally just run straight across it. Does the job. Ah! Where enemies start coming in. Apparently you can't land on them. There's a gap there that I can't, not a gap, a grill across there that's stopping me getting through. So somehow I need that robot down here with me. There he is. Okay, so we have reached a new test chamber area. I've pressed the wrong button there. Meant to press options, not share. And the map, yes, you can see that I am now in the second of the testing areas, and weirdly I found testing chamber 2 rather than testing chamber 1. Don't ask me how that's happened. I'll have a quick look at it. So this is where you now get some extra bits and pieces which will help you out. So you've been given a gadget. Field that will return gadgets to me. Yep, handy. Whoops. There's a trophy for killing yourself with that. I remembered now. So yeah, you don't actually have to be in contact with them to activate them, which is slightly counterintuitive. And then back through here to get it returned. As you can see, having the gadgets adds a whole new level of complexity to the things you've been asked to do. Can I take out a camera with this? It does seem like I'm learning, doesn't it? Haven't learnt how I can get through the hard light field myself. Oh, okay. I see a switch over there. That'll probably do it. Have I still got a long way to go? Oh, found one of my buddies. Didn't quite get the angle on that. Hey buddy, out you come. So, yep, managed to save one of them. The saving them in the first section was distinctly simpler. They just tended to follow along. This time you have to hunt them out a little bit harder. So you don't get to keep it being the inflator-mate only comes with you, so it is only with you in the test chambers themselves, not in the overworld part of the game. However, I've gone well over the hour showing off the bits and pieces of this game, which was all I was supposed to be doing. It's an hour of Instant Indie, not an hour and a quarter of Instant Indie. But yeah, hopefully it's given you a pretty good idea of what to actually expect from the game. It is fiendishly difficult at times, sometimes just trying to work out the puzzle solution, sometimes getting the timing right, sometimes both. But I did enjoy both the first stealth game and also this game as well. So I would definitely recommend you have a look at the Stealth Inc. games, both the first and the second. Obviously you only get the second if you go for the Instant Indie Bundle #1. But yeah, I hope you like what you've seen of that one. I certainly got a lot of enjoyment out of both the first and second Stealth Inc. games, and would recommend both. Probably recommend just getting the bundle of the two of them, even if you're also going to get the Instant Indie Bundle as well. I certainly already had the Stealth games before buying the bundle and still thought it was worthwhile, but then again, I had 85% off on the Instant Indie Bundle when I bought it, so it's definitely worthwhile for doing that. Anyway, that's it for this episode, so thank you for watching, and I'll be back next time with the Swapper, which I have no prior knowledge of, so that first hour will be me finding out what the hell it's all about. So I'm looking forward to it, I think. Anyway, that's it for me for now, so take care of yourselves and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.